1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. 31 Days of Horror. Oops, all werewolves.
Woohoo!
Today we were going to be
have a funny
talking
story.
about Blood Moon. But there's two different movies. Both werewolf movies called Blood Moon.
Yeah, to be fair, they're both werewolf movies, so at least there's that.
So we, of course, each watched a different movie. So we will now go and each watch the other movie. I will record a couple episodes about those later. But today, fortunately, we were prepared to record 2 episodes today. So today we're going to do La Casa del Terror.
Aye.
Oh, that's House of Terror for you gringos out there. This is a, as you might guess, Mexican monster movie from
Incredible.
1960. I don't have, let's see, directed by Gilbert Martinez Solares. Written, so to speak, by Fernando de Fuentes, Juan Garcia, and Gilberto Martinez Solares. That's the director. There's no budget. There's no box office. The cast. Apparently famous Mexican comedian Tintan as Casimiro. That is German Gennaro Cipriano Todoro Gomez Valdez y Castillo, who went by the nickname Tintan. Yolanda Varela as Paquita, who I'm informed by the internet is a famous Mexican film star of the period.
And one time, only one time in the whole movie, he calls her Panchita.
Yes.
And I squealed.
And ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, actual Lon fucking Chaney Jr. as all the monsters combined into one. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Makes sense. Makes sense because it's him. You know, he's famous. He's a famous monster.
Ieri Burete as the professor. Raymond Gaylord, Consuelo Guerrero de Luna, Rafael Estrada, Mario Sevilla, Alfredo Wally Baron, Dacia Gonzalez, Jose Silva, and Jose Luis Aguirre. They did not bother to tell me who any of those people were playing, past the professor.
Maybe they're the wax people.
An interesting side note about this movie is that some gringo took Jerry Warren, a producer, took parts of this movie and La Momia Azteca, the Aztec mummy, and spliced them together to make another movie called Face of the Screaming Werewolf, and he combined them with a little bit of new footage. It's supposedly unwatchable. I have not attempted to watch it, though that did make me want to go watch the Aztec Mummy. Folks, somehow they got Lon Chaney Jr. to come down to Mexico to make this movie. as we
They
mentioned,
were like, you can be a werewolf.
he was like, do I gotta? Yes, you gotta. But I don't speak Spanish. Don't worry about it. You have no lines. We mentioned in the past that Lon Chaney was the only one to play all of the major monsters in the Universal series. And he kind of plays all of them wrapped into one in this movie because he plays a mummy who turns into a werewolf who is revived through a very Frankensteinian process and then has to regularly be injected with blood to continue living.
Yeah.
He also
this is
throws a
very
little King Kong
Frankenstein's mummy.
behavior in while he's at it.
Because he climbs up the building.
Yeah. Carrying women around, climbing up buildings, all kinds of crazy shit. Oh. So I don't have no idea. This might have been a big hit in Mexico because they got two apparently big movie stars. Tintin claims to have had the record for kissing the women in film, at least in Mexico,
Oh.
I guess. Well, he
La la.
manages to land a smooch on Paquita by the end of this movie.
Yeah, but it does take the entire movie.
Yes. What did you think? What did you think of Yolanda Varela?
What do you mean, like her acting or like the character?
I mean, her level of hotness.
I thought she was beautiful.
The thing is, I asked because every man in town is ready to fight to claim her. And I was like,
It's because of those
she seems
enchiladas
pleasant.
and those frijoles.
Her cooking, it's all about her cooking. I'm like, she seems
Well, it
nice
is
enough,
for
but
the
she's
main
not.
guy.
Yeah, she's not the only woman in town, and I just didn't see that she was that spectacular. That
Oh
that
man,
every-
I thought she was
every named
gorgeous.
character was ready to fight every other one. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not trying to
thought she was- I mean,
objectify
I
her.
didn't-
I just thought it was a bit much.
I didn't like really think about it like in the movie. It wasn't like it didn't stand out to me like, oh, that's weird. But she's beautiful, definitely. Like she's a fox for
Yeah.
sure.
So Casimiro claims to be her boyfriend, and she's really weird about it because she says no, but then she like brings him dinner in the middle of the night. Both of
yeah,
these
and the
people,
song-
both of
the
these
song
kids
they
have two
sing-
jobs. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a goddamn musical number in the middle of this movie
It's so funny. It's
that is
so
all
good.
about it mentions Casimiro by name.
A las 8 de la noche se levanta Casimiro a bailar. No le gusta ni Tchaikovsky ni Chopin, ni Beethoven ni Liszt, ni Schumann ni Bach.
Es que nacido, señores, en un clima tropical, ni en Acapulco ni en Cuba, pero soy de Yucatán. ¡Bosha! ¡Bomba!
And it talks about the theme of the song. The theme of the song seems to be how he doesn't like any classical composers because he was born in Yucatan.
So
That-
freaking funny. I was cackling
It goes on
at
for
the
a
song.
while,
Like
too.
when they busted into song, I was like, no way. I was howling. It was so freaking funny. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
Well, and he
funny.
is. Wikipedia classifies him as a Mexican actor, singer, and comedian. So it may have been expected that he would sing a song at some point in the movie. I've never seen any of his other movies. I asked my dad about it. He knew who he was, and he talked about a scene that he remembered from a film. Tintin apparently refers to the sound of bells ringing. I'm wondering if that would be like calling a English language comedian ding dong. I don't know. There is a English word. There's an English word, tintinabulation, that means the ringing of the bells. So there's probably a Spanish word, tintinabulacion, that means the same thing. Anyway, this movie, God damn it. So both of these people, Casimiro and Paquita, each have two jobs. The second job is completely irrelevant to the plot of the movie. I do not know why it's there. That doctor that they work for does not impact the plot at all. He does not come up with a solution to anything or cure anybody of anything.
But it does give us that really hilarious scene with the
stuttering
babbling
woman?
lady and Casemiro being her doctor. Yes, it's so
and
funny.
Paquita just lets him do it. The doctor does not come in for. Okay, so first time we see this other doctor, he doesn't have his pants on.
Like you do.
He's a psychiatrist who seems unstable himself. All right, okay. So
Which, I mean, it's fitting.
Paquita works as a waitress during the day and as a receptionist, sort of nurse for this doctor in the evening. And Casemiro works as a janitor for the doctor, I guess in the afternoon to evening, and then all night, and then as a night watchman at the wax museum that the professor runs overnight. So, Paquita works the morning shift. So I guess afternoons she's at the doctor's, and Casemiro maybe takes a little. Well, he naps all the time, but I think he's meant to take a break between night watchman and then go be afternoon janitor. I don't know. Everybody complains about how he doesn't do his job and he naps all the time, and he just wants to eat and mac on Paquita.
Yeah, Casemiro is my spirit animal.
Oh my God, I almost did a spit take.
I just want to
could do
nap,
that to
sleep, and mac on women all the time.
Yeah. So this professor, La Professore, is conducting some kind of experiment with two extremely loyal henchmen. The movie starts with them digging up a body from a graveyard and taking it in the wax museum, and then hooking it up to some machines and trying to revive it in Frankenstein fashion. And apparently they've been doing this for a while and nothing works. But if he's successful, he will rule the world or something. I don't know. And then somebody later is giving a speech, a presentation about this mummy who he has there with him, and explaining how in life he was known for being a werewolf. And then the professor and his henchmen are there. One of them just turns out the lights and they just steal the mummy and manage to get away with it. And start conducting more experiments, a different experiment. They keep taking Casemiro's blood, too, to use in their experiments, just taking it by force. No wonder he's sleepy all the time. They put his body in this really weird sort of giant gun barrel thing not gun barrel, the drum. You know how the drum on a revolver has separate chambers that can spin? This is like that, but for people. But they only put one person into it. But there's spaces for other people. So part of the revival process is sticking this mummy in there and spinning him around. I don't know what that was going to achieve. They think they failed, but then there's an electrical storm after they've all gone off to the restaurant to hit on Paquita. And, oh my God. And so he wakes up and of course there's a full moon and he wolfs out. There's also a brain transplant at one point, but it doesn't work very well because...
Yeah, they transplant Nacho's...
Yeah. He thinks I can control the monster if I put my loyal henchman Nacho's brain into it, but then he's still just the same...
Yeah, they
same inarticulate, non-Spanish speaking monster that he was before. So I guess his brain deteriorated pretty quickly. He also has this weird atom gun. He has this atom gun that he says will let him control. We see it earlier on. He's like, if my experiment works, then this gun will let me control the creatures that I make. So he uses that at one point to keep the werewolf at bay.
Yeah. And we kind of find out that everybody in the museum is just a bunch of dead people that he's done these experiments on and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, right. When the first experiment doesn't work, he's like, All right, prepare this one to be turned into a wax statue. Like, no wonder they look so realistic. Then the two henchmen end up wax statues by the end of the movie. And Casimiro's jealous. He's like, hey, how come he hasn't made one out of me yet? Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk to him about this.
Yeah.
I am a little curious to see another Tintin movie to see what it's like. I don't know if those are on YouTube or what. I'll have to look them up.
I loved him.
I was not as enthusiastic.
Every time he like wakes up and sees the statues, oh my God, I was cracking up. I was laughing so fucking hard. I thought he's so funny and just goofy, and oh man, I just loved it so much. I loved him. I'm telling you, he is my spirit animal. He is who I am on the inside.
You know who he reminded
Hungry,
me of?
Sleepy women.
Now, not at the moment, not while I was watching it, but now that I'm thinking about it, he reminds me of the guy from Reptilicus, who was a big-time comedian in his country that they pulled into this monster movie, and who has a song.
You didn't like him either.
They have a very similar vibe going on.
Oh my
very
gosh.
sticky, slapsticky, scared of the monster vibe going on. Let me tell you, neither of these guys is Lou Costello. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I was getting a very Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein vibe off of this movie.
Yeah, this was very Frankenstein's werewolf in Mexico.
It's on YouTube, folks. If you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. It may even be on there more than once.
Watch it. It's hysterical. Especially being from the 60s. Like, it's so funny.
Well, then, Honeybee, what moon phase are you going to rate this movie?
I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry for being so bad at this. I don't know what the moon phases are, but this is...
New, quarter,
whatever.
half, 3/4, and full.
Okay, 3/4 for me.
Okay, I'm going to give it half. Excuse me. I don't know what I was going to say. Damn it. Oh, this is one of the ones that does not really, I think, fit into my 3 categories of werewolf films. This is its own thing. It doesn't fit into any category of film. There's nothing else like it.
Yeah, because he, like, throughout the movie, like, fucks people up, like, bites people, scratches people. No one turns into a werewolf. They just die.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, folks, I guess that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. La Casa del Terror.
Go watch it. Go watch it and let us know what you think. It's on YouTube. You don't even have to pay for it or nothing. Just go watch it, have a good laugh.
Send us a message. Go to our website, mmftg.com. Send us a message. If you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/mmftg, where you will get listener, patron exclusive episodes. We'll be back tomorrow with more werewolf stuff. And any further developments on that role-playing game. Be running a
playtest of it.
Until then, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honeybee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go.
Bomba!
You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texacato Folk Rock Punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/mmftg.